Okay, is my tech going to be nice to me on a Saturday evening? We will see. Alrighty, just give it a minute or so. Luna, Luna. Alrighty, just going to give it a few more minutes. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Hello. Oh, spooky ghost. Love it. You're ready for the theme of the evening, aren't you? Absolutely. Just give it a few more minutes. We got two people watching, and my beautiful daughter's going to go get me some clean water because I wasn't prepared enough. You can be as prepared as you think you are, and then bam, something else that you forgot. Story of my life, right? Absolute story of my life. All right, when Luna comes back with my water, we'll kick off and get things going. But while we're waiting, I'm assuming everyone can hear me. If somebody just wants to put in the chat so I know that you can hear me. And I would like to, you're ready every day if you like. I would like to apologize in advance for any shadows that you're going to see. I had a bit of an issue with my lighting setup and it all sort of broke and fell apart. So I have a very dodgy rigged setup for this evening. It's not ideal, but we can go with it, right? We will kick on through. Oh, hi, Daddy. Dad's here to watch this spooky, spooky fun tonight. Awesome. So if you haven't already, please make sure not only are you following the Natalie May scrapbooking Facebook page, which I know you are because that's why you're here with me right now, but also make sure you have joined our Natalie May scrapbooking creative community group. It's not a Facebook page, it is a Facebook group. Really encourage in supportive community where you can share things that you've made with all the products, get some feedback, get some ideas, get some inspiration, and really just vibe with people who love what you love. Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, Susan. Welcome, welcome. So, you would have noticed, thank you, my darling Luna. She's just brought me my fresh water. Thanks, sweetheart. You would have noticed a couple of days ago, Nat did a cheeky little live, and I love catching those cheeky little lives while I'm at work. Naughty. Sometimes I can't, though. We've got some new releases. So excited for these new releases. They are absolutely gorgeous. I'll start with the Celestial Girls collection. So in this one, we've got a set of 6 cuttables. If you don't know what cuttables they are beautifully printed images. They're slightly bigger than an artist trading card size. Um, I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I can pull a ruler out if you really want to know. Printed on cardstock. So nice and firm. They are great for adding to smaller journals, into artist trading cards, onto tags. I use my cuttables a lot for tags and tag books, or for what we're going to do tonight, which are zines. Along with the beautiful cuttables, we've also got some new Celestial Girls collage papers. Just they make me want to curl up back like I did when I was a little girl, right? In my beautiful flowery duvet. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful, whimsical. I love her eyes. I love her eyes. Love a closed eye. It's because I can't draw eyes. More closed eyes. Look at that. Very acrylic painting style. And some more beautiful ones here. What I love about a lot of these images is how versatile they're going to be. So that is not a Halloween set, but they are available now. They're gorgeous. Susan's actually our guest design team member for the month, and she's done some beautiful things with them already. So go and check out that Facebook group. Yes, the celestial ones are beautiful. Good evening, Karen and fellow creatives. I'm glad you could join us. So the next part of the release is our spooky stuff, which is what we're here to celebrate tonight. So we have Fairyland A and B. Not sure how spooky they are, but I don't know, a bit like dolls, right? Dolls are spooky. We've also got Spooky Houses Small, which we are going to be using tonight. We've got Spooky Houses Medium. Oh, the gothic vibes. And another one for mediums. And then we've got cuttables again. So these are all cuttables, these first lot. And these are the spooky ones. Look at that raven. Love that. And the splash of red on the book paper. Nat knows me so well, putting all this over book paper. Oh my goodness. And of course, to accompany them, oh, if I can pick them up, some gorgeous, gorgeous collage sheets. This one's called The Raven. We've got Underfloor. I love this one. Love that. That's called Boneyard. That's going to go really nicely in my Being Awakening Ledger journal. I can just see it now. Haunt. Even a word. Haunt. This one's called Spirits. We've got Sinister with another raven. Love a good raven this time of year. Who else loves Halloween? Hello, Susan Hannaford. Welcome, welcome. Haunting. We're just going through the new release. I know that Nat's already taken you all through it, but aren't they gorgeous? Upside down. But that's okay. You know what we're looking at. So my understanding, so Nat has released some awesome, Labyrinth, some awesome historical Halloween cuttables and collage papers. I've still got some left from previous years. Not many though. I go through them pretty quickly. So with this particular set, Nat made it very clear it's a limited time release. This is not like her other collage papers and cuttables where they'll be available all the time. This one is for this year for spooky season only. So get your hot little fingers on them while you can and before I buy them all out. Oh, once they're gone, they are gone. Oh, Karen, I know you're not a Halloween fan, darling. But again, that's what I said before with the celestial ones. I don't think you need to be to get some of them. Probably, maybe not the spider webs, but some of the raven and crow images go really nicely on book paper with a beautiful girl in front of them. They don't have to be spooky. Exactly, as Susan just said, she's not a Halloween person, but she's got some ideas. I'm a big Halloween person. And we are here tonight. I'm going to show you how to make a spooky zine. So if you're unfamiliar with what a zine is, this is what they are. Pretty sure it's taken from the word magazine. So the idea is that they're a mini magazine publication that we call a zine. I think they were used to as a form of free press is how they originated to get important messages across, maybe in college campuses in the US or something. They've turned absolutely versatile, can use them for anything, but they turn into just a little mini 4-page booklet. Traditionally, zines don't have tags in them, but you can also add tags in them with the way that we're going to fold it, just to make it a little bit more mixed media, art journally, fun and interesting. So this is my Halloween zine that I made for this year. Well, one of, I'm sure, is going to be many, because let's be real, it's me. Depends if you beat me to it. Michelle, we might have to arm wrestle for whatever she's got left at the end, okay? This one was a zine kit done by Art Stacks and designed by our gorgeous Claire Steed. So Art Stacks sell the zine kit, and that had them in stock for a little while. And it gives you everything you need to be able to make an entire zine, plus leftovers. I've got leftover bits and bobs. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do tonight. For those who caught my live last week, on the last day of the Lindy sale, I did show you how to make a background for a zine, but I showed you how to fold it incorrectly. So I'm very sorry for that. But I'm rectifying it as promised tonight. Hello, Janine. Welcome. Hi, Kathy. Can't wait for October to be over. Oh, no. Look, all these techniques, you can use them for anything, right? So we're going to do a background again. I'm going to use Lindy's Magical's Haunted Halloween because we're here doing all the spooky things. But you can absolutely use this color palette for any other thing you want. I've done lots of darks recently. I think I'm going to have to go into a purple. Yeah, Susan, I bought that zine kit from Claire. Oh my goodness, that's the wrong brush. Um, it's got to be over 8 months ago now, and finally had a time to pull it out. I had some recent surgery, so I had a few free days. I was like, right, I'm going to be somewhat productive. If I can't move, I can't get up much, I'm gonna sit in art. So that kept me sane for a little while, actually. It was good. So with the Lindy's Magicals, and you all stocked up last week at the incredible sale, I'm sure. I really think something was wrong with that. That is the best price I've ever seen on Lindy's Magicals. We're doing the sprinkle and spritz technique. I've got an absolute dry brush, and I'm just sprinkling onto my page the pigment powder. Don't need too much. Lindy's Magicals go a long, long way. Oops, that was a lot, but that's okay. The lid back on. We don't want any disasters. What else? Oh, am I going to be brave? Yeah, it's all right. If we make mud, it's a Halloween thing, so it's fine. Brown goes with Halloween, right? Gonna pop just sprinkles of orange. I don't want it to overpower anything. All right, let's see how this goes in. So one of the biggest things I can tell you with Lindy's is just have a play. With the sprinkle and spritz method, you do not have a lot of control of what's about to happen once you add water. You have to be okay with it. You have to learn to let that part of the control go. Okay, clear, clean water in a spritz bottle and explode into colour. What if my bottle wants to, come on, spritz for me? No, it's going to be painful. Oh, looks like fireworks. Now what I'm going to do is just get a plain brush and make it a bit wet. And I'm just going to come and dab on some of the areas that didn't really activate. I'm not going to actually use this one to make our zine tonight. I just wanted to show you how I use the Magicals to get the background we are going to work on. This is going to be for some artist trading cards. We've got the spooky theme for this month. I will say, I did note we had less people interested than we normally do. So that's probably all you people out there that don't particularly love Halloween, but that's okay. We've got 3 great groups. Need a bit more over here. Let's do some moving. Come on. We've got 3 great groups who are going to get into the spirit of the Halloween season. Waiting until your ladies arrived. Yes, I think everyone got some beautiful deliveries this week after that fantastic sale. Okay, I'm very carefully going to move this aside. As you can see when I'm lifting it, some of the water and pigment is moving. I did use a lot just because my bottle was being a bit funny on me and didn't want to play ball. Oh, I didn't leave any space for me to put this anywhere, so we're improvising with that too. Woefully underprepared. All right, I'm just going to give my mat a quick clean because Lindy's is a powerful pigment. If I accidentally leave some pigment on my mat, I'm going to get the next thing I put down here. I actually haven't started my ATCs for this month yet, which is unusual for me. Normally I'm done in the first couple of days. But I've been a little bit distracted. My poor son had a little slip 2 nights ago and ended up in hospital. So he's 15 and he smacked his face into some tiles and cut his leg open pretty badly and got a bit dizzy and passed out. So we were up at the hospital, and of course, we were up there all night, and I had absolutely no sleep whatsoever. So that was really fun for me. And yeah, so I haven't been casting for the past couple of days. I've mostly been catching up with my sleep. I should say he's absolutely fine. Stint in hospital, but I got him all sorted. So he is all good. And he's actually gone today to a friend's place out past Cowra for the second week of the school holidays. I never have time to create on a time limit. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you got the new set. Okay, so this is the Lindy's background that I created last weekend. Oh, I should have written the colours down that I used. I can't remember now. That could be the Go Girl set. shaker set, spray set, sorry. That looks like Fierce Female Blush to me. That could be what it is. However, you can use cardstock from paper pads. So this is an Art by Marlene one. Oh, thank you, Susan. And Susan, yeah, he's absolutely fine. So this is a thicker piece of cardstock. So this one would be fine as a zine. Um, the only thing I'll say is if your paper's really thin, you'd have to go at least 200 GSM, I would say, for your paper thickness. Otherwise, your little booklet's not going to have the support that you need it to have. So let me just pop this on a side. This is the most important part, is how to actually fold it. So first I need to decide what's going to be the pages I want to work on and what's going to be the inside. I'm going to make this side the inside. Thank you, Karen. Good evening, Emily. How are you? And what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half to begin with. And give that a good scrunch. Now, if you have a bone folder, that's great. Just push it along that edge. If you don't, but you've got Art by Marlene brushes, the angled end does the exact same thing. And then we're going to open it back up and we've got a nice line in the middle. You don't want to press too hard when you're doing that because, and I learned this the hard way, you can actually accidentally split the paper, especially if your paper's a little on the thinner side. So I've done that and now we've got 4 quadrants. I'm going to turn my paper. I'm going to grab one of the short lengths and fold it right into the middle. Nice and squared up. And give that a little press down. Oh, thank you, Emily. Yeah, teenagers, lucky they bounce, right? If it had been me, I think I'd probably still be in hospital crying. And give that one a fold. And that's it. So what we're looking for, and this pattern is not the best because it's quite busy, is 8 sections. So 2, 4, 6, 8 little sections. Again, I think they're slightly bigger than ATC size. What we're going to do now is fold in the middle on the shorter edge. This is the side that opens. This is our folded side. Pair of scissors. We're going to follow the middle line fold that we created, and we're going to cut just the 4 middle sections. So we're going to cut to this middle point here. Just like that. So now when we open our page, we've got a hole in the middle with my finger coming through. But we haven't touched these ends here. To fold our zine, we're going to fold it in half like this. Then we're going to pinch the last 2 sections and push it in here so we make a diamond like this. And then keep going until you've got a cross. So I'll show that again. Open it up, you've got your little duckbill mouth in the middle. Pinch together, push it in into a diamond, and then keep pushing. And now what I'm going to do, even though I did use the bone folder to tighten the folds, I'm just going to see where the book naturally wants to fold itself. Because my folds wouldn't have been perfect, I did it by my eye, it's going to fold into a booklet pretty naturally on its own. But you might just have to play with it. So if I go like this, it doesn't feel good and you can see that it's puckering up. So I just sort of let it go to the fold that has the nicest unity when it's closed. And that seems to be the way to do it for me. So we could absolutely work in a background like this and make a fun, funky zine. The added advantage of using something like the Art by Marlene paper pads is that you don't have to do the background yourself. So you can see this one's a little bit more wonky. It's probably because I did use Lindy's to colour the background. And you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, my folding was shocking, so it's a little bit off. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to go with it regardless. Don't run with scissors. Thanks, Dad. I promise I won't run with scissors. Excuse me. So what we've got to think about now is that we've got some sections of our zine that are sort of opening and curling, right? And we want to think about tags. Do we want tag pockets? Do we not? So if I just go back to my 2 examples, this one only has 2 tags because I didn't really want to add any more at the time. Again, I've just had surgery. I was feeling a bit lazy, if I'm being honest. But this one, I've used all 4 pages and all 4 of them have a tag in them. So it is completely up to you, but it will also depend on the folds. So if I want 4 tags, I lift it upside down to make sure that I've got an opening on every page, and then I'm going to glue these 2 sides or staple them or whatever you want to do together. If I only want 2 tags, go to the other side where 2 of the pages have the natural fold and there are 2 tags open. And I think that's what we're going to do with this second Halloween one. I'm just going to do the 2 tags. So what I want to do with the pages that will not have a tag is I want to close them. So I'm going to get some glue, and I'm using Art by Marlene sticky glue. You can use whatever glue you've got on hand. You can also use double-sided tape, or you can use the Tiny Attacher by Tim Holtz, or a normal size stapler, or you can leave them open if you really want to. I have experimented with doing side pockets in a zine as well. They can be quite fun, but where I keep all my stuff, I didn't store as well, so I'm not doing them anymore. Oh goodness, that glue didn't even hold, did it? Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to stick a little paper clip on him, just so that glue takes effect a little bit more. So because of the size of our zine, a nat May normal size tag is too big. So this is a size 5 tag. I find these are perfect size. They absolutely fit perfectly. So if I bring my zine back, find one of my pockets, it goes straight in. All right, it is the perfect size. So this one I actually keep on hand as a template because I plan to buy my own. However, there are 2 other brands that you can get a size 5 tag in, which is Tim Holtz Distress, and Dina Wakley has a tag kit with size 3 and size 5. So a size 5 tag measures at, what does that say, 2.37 inches by 4.75 inches. So that's sort of the relative size, but you can absolutely make your own tags with any kind of cardstock, especially if you've got a little hole punch going on. Alrighty, let's get to the fun part, hey? The fun part is, how are we going to decorate it? Where is my new release? So I will not have time to decorate and complete the entire theme tonight. I should all be here for hours, and nobody needs that on a Saturday. The was taken, okay. So we're going to decorate with some of these fantastic cuttables. Maybe not the fairies tonight. I feel very witchy. Oh, witchy woo, witchy woo. Look at that. We've got all the houses. Oh, I like that one. That's very good too. All right. The fun thing with a zine, it's similar to a tag book, but you don't have to worry about gluing tags and things like that together because it's all on its own. But you can have a little mini theme book just like we're doing tonight. So what I did earlier was, this is an old die cut from All and Create, and it's some spooky castles. So I was going to cut it into pieces, but maybe we will wrap it around. And there we go. We've made our front and back cover nearly. We'll get some stenciling, I think, going on in the background first. Need to add a bit more colour, hey? Just a little bit more colour, some paint. And I think because we've already got the pinks and the yellow there, let's go. I'm going to use Paper Artsy Fresco Finish Chalk Acrylics tonight. So this one is a semi-opaque and this one is a translucent. So it really does depend on the type of effect that you want. Nat sells these paints. They are fantastic. They dry really quickly and they dry with a really chalky kind of texture, which is really, really, really fun. And it's another way to add a piece of interest to your page or to your creation. What am I looking for? I just want some. Oh, it's going to be fun. This one's called Triple Marks. So we've got our crosses, our circles, and our lines. That'll be a good start. Oh, what am I missing? A sponge. Sponge would be helpful. Okay, get rid of some things I'm not using. So tell me, is anyone crafting along with me tonight, or are you all just having a little chill and a little watch? The Canberra weather was beautiful today. It actually felt like proper spring, not like that fake spring we had the other day where it teased us with a bit of warm weather and then disappeared very quickly. Okay, so I know that my castle is going to cover a lot of this, especially down the bottom, but because it's got windows, we're still going to be able to see things through it. So regardless of the fact that I plan to cover it all, or not cover all, cover a lot of it, I'm still going to stencil the entire page to make sure that the interest that shines through those little windows is consistent. And because it's my front and my back cover, whatever I put on the front, I'm going to put on the back. I know that Michelle has got lots of craft supplies to play with, but is time poor. Kathy was inside crafting all day. Amazing. That is the best way to spend the day. Oh, a chill and watch, Emily. Oh, I'm good. Actually, when we did stamp camp a couple of weeks back, somebody said to me they were watching Naomi stencil paint. She was doing some technique. And one of the ladies stayed back as Naomi and I were finishing off the technique. Everybody else went back to their tables to go and continue on with the class. And she said, "Oh, I just find it very relaxing watching other people craft." And I sort of thought about it later, and I thought, yeah, I spend many nights just sitting there watching Neve Bailey's YouTube or Claire's YouTube or old videos of Nat or Dina, and it is actually, as much as I watch it to get inspiration from people far more talented than me, but it is actually really relaxing too. All right, we're going to finish this off with all the, or not finished off, but we're going to add some pinky dots. So I'm adding a bit of pink because there's a slight pink in my Magicals background, and bringing it up to the not the foreground, but bringing it up higher will just merge all of that a little bit nicer into the design. And then we're going to go in with some sort of black as well. Could have opened that before. That would have made my life a bit easier. Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry, honey. One of the greatest tragedies in life is that our pets do not live as long as we do. That's heartbreaking, sweetheart. Thinking of you. Absolutely thinking of you. 17 is a good age, though, sweetie. Good age. Mm. It's never a fun time. I've had people say to me before, "Oh, they don't live as long as us. Why would you bother?" I'm like, it's still worth it. The joy and the love. Life is not a home, in my opinion, without an animal soul. But that's just me. I know there are some people who don't like animals, and that's totally fine. But for me, I'm not complete without an animal soul in the house. So yeah, absolutely thinking of you, darling. All right. Now we want some black, and I'm just trying to decide whether I'm going to stencil it. I think I might stamp it because I do have magical on here, so I'm reluctant to add a lot of wetness to it. So if you don't know, magical distress products, every time you add a liquid, they will reactivate and move. Not a problem if I'm using what black paint. I'm just looking at my stamp. Sorry, trying to decide what I want to use. Oh, look, I think I might have to go. This is an older one. This one's called the Accounts Ledger. This one also comes with a stencil. And it's just a really great mark making one. So it's got a little bit of writing and some numbers and some categorizing. So I'm not using an acrylic block because I am just mark making. So we're going to do that like that. And to the other side, up. Yeah, that's okay. Excellent. Nice and grungy, nice and spooky. Pop that back. And now I want a different, oh, I just bumped you. I'm very sorry. I did want a different kind of mark. So I think we're going to go mixed media marks one. It's probably my most used one, if I'm being honest. And there's one in there I actually haven't used. Maybe I should use it. But I'm not going to. Thank you, Karen. Challenge accepted. Karen's keen for me to turn a pale background into Halloween. I actually really enjoy what's the word, like the juxtaposition of bright colours with spooky images. Those of you who don't love Halloween might not be familiar, but there's a animated, no, it's not animated, it's claymation movie called Corpse Bride. It was made in the same style as The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is obviously one of my favourite movies. But Corpse Bride is really great. And what I really love about it is that the characters that are living in the real world on Earth, on our plane of existence, the colouring is all really drab and grey and boring. And then when you get to the underworld, it's like neon bright colours and bright pinks and bright greens. And the people in the land of the underworld are living their best life and they're happy and they're just, but the people living on Earth are really miserable. So I always thought that was pretty interesting. I always liked that um, commentary on life. All right, so that's going to sit roughly there. I'm not kind of happy with how the background is. I like the pokes through the holes, but I think we just, you know what? It doesn't matter because we're going to add some elements. We're going to add. Michelle, if I didn't have my dog, life wouldn't be worth living. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They do, don't they? They absolutely do. Yeah. You do like to throw me a challenge. Well, you've got me thinking now because I'm not loving the way that looks, but I think I just look, what do I always add to everything? What am I going to add? Book paper, do you reckon? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Uniball fine liner. So this is, yes, this is the fine one. There are two kinds. I think that only fills the one though, and I can't put my fingers on the other one. Oh, yeah, here it is. This one is Uniball. It's called Broad. So it's literally this one's thinner, this one's a little bit thicker. So for outlining borders and things like that, I tend to always go with the fine. And I'm just going to I'm going to give it a bit of a frame before we stick down that die cut and start adding some interesting elements. And I think the bottom's completely covered, but just in case, we don't want any gaps. I think what I'm going to do before I stick them down is go to my pile of junk. I say pile, it's more like a giant drawer of junk. And I'm going to get out some cheesecloth. And I love using cheesecloth on darker, more gritty things. I got this cheesecloth at a junk store for like $2. And I've still got heaps left and I use it quite a bit in my spooky stuff. Just watching tonight, you're on a bus heading home. Oh, where have you been? Out and about, doing all those wonderful things you get to do. So the cheesecloth comes off in layers, which is great. You can fold it. Oh, it won't work for me tonight. You can fold it over to make it thicker if you want, but if you want like an interesting spiderwebby kind of feel, make it thinner. I'm just going to cut that in half because we don't need that much, I don't think. But we're going to layer him on. So, okay, I normally attach cheesecloth with my tiny attacher. But before you do anything like that on your zine, make sure you're not tiny attaching it to one with a pocket. So I can do it for the front page, but not the back page. Otherwise, I won't have a pocket anymore for my tag. So maybe we'll make it only on the front page. The other thing to remember is that means there's going to be a staple mark on here, but it's okay because I will most likely cover it. If you don't want a staple on it, which is totally fair, some people don't like having the staple look on their products, which is totally fine. You can glue cheesecloth down. The sticky glue works great. The Dina Wakley media works great, but you have to let it dry before you can keep playing. I'm a very impatient person and I don't want to wait. Plus, also, you guys don't want to sit here and wait. I think I'm only actually going to add it to the front anyway. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now let's stick her down. I'm just going to grab a pencil. It's just a plain lead pencil, nothing special. And I'm just going to draw a line where I want to trim this up because she's a bit long. Hoping to get time to craft tomorrow. I hope you do as well, Michelle. I really hope you do. So I'm just eyeballing this. I very rarely measure and see, look, we can use that for another project. No waste. That is my goal and my motto. No waste. All right, let's get some glue on this. Been to an art gallery and more. Oh, your drawing teacher. Oh, Susan, you'll have to let me know if you do exhibit. I'll do my very best to come up. Susan has been doing these gorgeous art classes, and oh my goodness, she sent me a beautiful Christmas card last year with an image of the elf on the shelf. God, it was gorgeous. So compared to some of the other brand ambassadors, I am a little more heavy-handed with my glue. Um, they're constantly telling me, you're using way too much. Possibly, but it's why I like a staple, because I like things to stick. I don't want to have to worry about it falling off. So, I'll probably go way too overboard, but that is okay. All right, so I'll stick it on there, wrap it around, and give it some nice squishies. Okay, so where the cheesecloth is, you have to really give it a push so the glue goes through the hole in the cheesecloth to stick to the paper. And what I'm going to do is just put a little clip on it, pop it to the side while we do some fussy cutting together. If I'd been more prepared, I could have done this off screen, but sometimes it's good to see how other people do it. Came up with an idea for one of That's Girls. I'm going to try turn it into a female version. Oh, one of your favourite movie characters. That's a good idea. One of her collage papers or something from the new release. Mm, I like this witchy woman. I do. What do we think? It's on the page. Just because that's black, that could be interesting. There are always ways around things. What else have I got? Some ratings, fairies. No, okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. So cuttables, again, are really great. You can use them as is. So cut it out to be like an interest piece or a focal piece, including the background, like I'm doing now. So you just cut around the frame. Again, I'm eyeballing it. If you like things a bit more precise, you can do the measure with a ruler and cut all that sort of business. But I don't do that. But I don't want that whole frame on there because it covers all the interest that I've just built in my background, right? One of the older collage papers. Oh, I can't wait to see it, Michelle. I just really want her. So fussy cutting is all about fussy cutting around the image part that you want. And you either love it or you hate it, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. I am not the most precise fussy cutter. I've just bent her legs up. That's right, I'm going to bring them back down. Some people take great pride in their fussy cutting, which is absolutely fantastic. It is absolutely a skill in and of itself. The best key I can give you is to move the paper, not the scissors. So you just keep the scissors cutting forward, and I am moving the paper as we cut around. Some people like to get right close to the image. I tend to leave a bit of a border. It kind of, again, it also depends on what I'm making as well. Put that right here. Again, around her hair. If there are little small stringy things or tiny little strands of hair, I cut them off. No, just cut them off. Doesn't matter. And there we go. So I've just reshaped her dress a bit, but that's all right. You can also see there's a little gap there in her arms. I'm not cutting that out. You absolutely could, but I'm not going to. I am just going to trim around the hat. I left too big of a border there. That's when I was talking. There's been a few times I've accidentally cut off a head, an arm, a leg. It has not stopped me from using the piece. It's just about how you use it then, not just drop dead. Because there are always solutions to every crime, right? Karen, woman after my own heart, I absolutely dislike. Dislike fussy cutting. Okay. So we've got a very black castle and a very black girl. So we want to add a bit of contrast between the two. So what I was tossing up doing, and excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. I was going to layer a smaller house at the front. And I think I might do that. I'm going to use this little guy. Speaking of witches, there's my black cat. Matt, could you come and get Peach for me, please? She's decided to come and say hello to everyone. I can see her. There you go. Sorry, everyone. I've got lots of cat lovers in the room, eh? Use a craft knife. Yes, absolutely. You absolutely could use a craft knife to cut out those little tricky bits or any bits that are on the internal side. And I do that. Again, it really depends on the project that I'm doing and the effect that I want. If I'm doing something a little bit more less grungy and gritty than a Halloween little zine, I probably would take a bit more care with my fussy cutting. So see this tiny little bit at the top of this chimney? She's gone. She's not staying. We are keeping the bits that we want to keep. And with these little scraggly branches down the side, I'm just going to cut around them. I cut one of them off a little bit. And then as we edge this image, it'll kind of hide a bit of that white. So I want to put that there. I want her running away from it. Do we put a second house or do we put some book paper? We know we're going to put book paper. Yes, we are. It's me. Your peach is the same colour. Oh, pumpkin, a peach and pumpkin. Oh, yes. So that is my Princess Peach. She is my beautiful little kitten that we rescued. Oh, I don't know how long we've had Peach now for. Maybe 6 months. My daughter has a cat as well. Her name is Blossom. Blossom is a little bit more reserved than Peach. Peach is very much a mama's little girl, my girl. But Blossom is definitely my daughter's. So this book paper, I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it a bit closer. It's in another language. I found this old book at the recent Canberra Lifeline fair, and oh my goodness, I fell in love with it. It's very gothicy. It's very old school. I've ripped a couple of pages out, but I'm actually considering altering it instead of ripping just all the pages out because it is just so beautiful. I'll have to show it to you guys one time. So I do just have a lighter and I am just burning the edges of my paper. Try not to burn my fingers or the house down. And hopefully the smoke alarm won't go off this time. Just to add a bit of interest and effect to my page there. Okay, so I'm going to layer it up. Put that there. We're going to put our witchy woman there. I still like a contrast behind her head, just a little bit to get off that matte black. So we'll go back in with a bit of cheesecloth. Over the front. and I'm going to angle it so it ties up with the cheesecake, the cheesecake, the cheesecake, the cheesecloth in the background. So yes, my peach is a beautiful calico color. Um, she she loves her attention. She does not like it when I have to work. She does not like it when I kick her off my craft table. Because honestly, when I do spend a lot of time at this desk, she just chills out with me. So she doesn't understand why sometimes, like tonight when I'm doing a live, I kick her off. Hard for her to understand. Alrighty, Karen, how am I going with the challenge? Have I effectively made the bright background nice and Halloweeny for you yet? Oh my God. So I haven't cut it down to size. I actually like that there's a little overlap. That is pretty cool. Gives it a little bit more um, dimension. So it's not just this rectangle on a page. Before I stick him down, I want to give him some edging. So I'm going to get my black ink and a ink blender. This one's washi tape is full enough. I've got washi tape on it. I've made you hungry. You want some cheesecake, Dad? Sorry to tell you, we are out of cheesecake, Dad. Um, Ink blender, because I only ever use this particular sponge for black ink for edging things like cuttables. So it just lets me know, it just reminds me that this is the one, but this washi tape is so old, I probably need to replace it. Okay, so by adding a bit of ink, you can now not tell all the mistakes I made with my fussy cutting. So where I accidentally cut off that little branch, you can't see it anymore. I've done some edging, but it also stops the stark whiteness of the edge of a piece of cardstock when you cut into it. Softens it all up. And as we layer it down here, it'll blend much nicer into the page. Oh, thank you, Karen. See, challenge accepted. See how we go. Oh, I think my glue is running out. Oh no. Means I'll have to do another order. What a shame. And I don't know if anyone has caught the fun little announcement that Nat Sneaky put up this morning. She's doing a giveaway, give back weekend. So 6 of you have the opportunity to win back the money that you of your order if you place an order this weekend. So everything you forgot to buy last weekend, like for me, it was glue. Never remember to add my glue. Make sure you get onto the website this weekend. Put your orders in. You'll go in the lottery. Shouldn't call it a lottery, but you'll go in the draw to then win your order money back, but still receive your order. How cool is that? Okay, I have got the old, so these are last year's, they're not available anymore. Halloween Tim Holtz sticker book full of quotes and skulls and all sorts of fun things. Oh, that says a good night's work. I instantly liked that, so that's what we're going with. I can either go one of two ways when I'm trying to chew the quote. I could either open the quote book onto a page and go, yes, that's it, that is the one. Or I can sit here and agonize for hours at a time. Oh, do I like this one? Oh, no, I don't really like that one. There is no in between. Absolutely nothing in between. Tricky when I have absolutely nothing to order. Look, I absolutely have nothing I need to order. I really want to get the new Dean Wakely inks. So I think that will be my next adventure. Awesome. Now, the last thing I'm not loving about this is still how stark flat the castles are in that background. So we're going to bring them with a little contrast using some white. I'm just going to make some room. Goodness, I make a mess. And the craft. Don't I ever? All right, pop him out of the way. So I've got Claire's dots. I don't think you can get them anymore, but you do not need to fret because Nat has dots too in a stamp. And I was so excited when she brought that set out because my little dotty stamp is not faring well. But the stamp that I'm talking about from Nat is called Won't Let You Down. It's the beautiful script stamp that I use all of the time. And then what I love about her dots is the different sizes that you get. Little dots, big dots, dots for every occasion. Alrighty. But because I'm throwing paint on this one, I tend to use this one now when I want to do paint because I don't want to ruin my nut stamps. So I'm just going to put some stars reflecting onto the buildings, just like that. And there we go. We've got a decent little start to our zine. Got a castle popping up in the background, so that's absolutely fine. Just going to do a quick time check. 20 past. Alrighty. Let's make a tag. Let's make a quick little tag. And actually, we won't even do the background because what we'll do is we'll go to my background tag stash, of which I have got plenty, and pick one that we like the look of, and we'll cut it down. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Flowers and flowers. She's a bit grungy. Oh, there was a raven. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. What I love about going through my tag stashes is you can, oh, look, perfect. You really can work out what colors you use the most of. What colors do I use the most of? What's that one too? That's another magical background, so that would go nicely. All right, 3 possibilities. Because what I want to do is just get rid of that paint. Come back over here. We had a raven, didn't we? Or was it a collage paper? No, here they are. You ordered all new things last night besides the release that she sent me. Yes. Plenty you want, Susan. Always things I want. And I do an order and then I'm like, no, I'm done for a while. I'm not going to order anything for the next 3 weeks. And then I do. And I can't decide whether it's FOMO or what the go is. I don't think it's FOMO. I just like pretty things. And I keep seeing this meme that says something like, there's a difference between using your craft supplies and buying your craft supplies. They're 2 completely separate hobbies. I'm a collector of craft supplies. I really want to use this raven and this tree. Love it, love it, love it. I want to use all of them. They're all going to be seen at some point. Okay, but these tags are too big. So we want to pop them down to size. And what I think I might do is try and keep the hole that's already there so I don't have to put a hole punch in it. But you can also, if you like the pattern further down, you can cut it further down. If you've got a hole punch, pop your hole back in. Either way will work. So just again, these smaller tag sizes, they're size 5. So they're, what size did I say? 4 3/4 inch or something. So they're just a tad smaller than the standard size tag, which is Nat's tags. But you can make one as a template. Like I've got this one here is my template. And cut normal size tags down to size to make it work. How do you do? Yeah, I do. I must say, sometimes I get really frustrated because I'll put an order in after watching the new page on the website. All week, all week, all week is nothing new, nothing new. I'll put my order in, bam, something new comes up. Ah, damn it. But if that does happen and Nat has not hacked, or you haven't got the email to say that she's done your tracking label, just send her an email and she can add it for you. Okay? You can absolutely do that. All right, I'm going to cut. I don't think we're going to do 3 tags. I'm not going to go for much longer, ladies. It's a Saturday night, and this is just a little mini demonstration using some of the new spooky. I am going to be spooky creating all weekend, and then I will be doing some posting for some further inspiration. I want to really get my teeth into those spooky collage papers tomorrow, and see what fun things I can do with them. And what I might also do, because so many of you have said that you're not really into the Halloween sort of thing, I might use one in a non-Halloween theme too, to show you that it also can work for non-spooky things. Michelle, I said to Nat yesterday to switch out just my pencils alone. You need 4 of her swatch books just for your pencils. 4. Wow. There are no words for that. I worked out I think I need 3 in total, for everything that I want to swatch. I've only got 1 at the moment. I'm just going to quickly, because I started talking, I didn't wipe the paint immediately off my stamp. And this is why I use this older one now that is a bit more ruggedy than my new nat ones, because if you don't get the paint, especially acrylic paint, off straight away, it can drop into the folds of the design and ruin your stamp. So be careful, always clean it straight away. Straight away. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to put some book paper down. I think the crow's going on the black and white. Yes, yes. I love the swatch book though. I mean, Nat's always had, I hope you've all seen this on her page. She's always had, the freebie swatches. This is how I used to do my swatching. I just put on a ring, and I haven't swatched this one for a while. I've got all those colours now. So she's always had those freebies, but the swatch book itself, and for those who don't know what we're talking about, I'll just quickly show you. This is called the Swatch Everything book, designed by Nat and the team. It's just excellent. The paper is really good quality. I love that it comes with a little tag. So I just want to look at my scribble sticks. I don't have to go through all the book. I just flick to my tag. Here's my Ranger inks. Here's my paper artsy paints, which I don't have many. Here's my Tambo textures. Here's my Neo Color 2s. So yeah, I mean, I haven't finished watching everything I own because time, but really, really great product. I am going to get 1 book just for my magicals alone because I have a lot of magicals. I have a lot of magicals. Prismacolor are beautiful, but they're very expensive, aren't they? It's like those, what are the other ones? Is it ink tens? Just burning the place down. Just give me a moment. If any of you are going to do this technique, please be in a well-ventilated room. Please have a bottle of water or a bucket of water or something of water on standby. I have got my spray bottle right here. I've got another one full of water right here. Ideally, maybe do it outside. I'm not doing that, so I'll share with you one of my father's favorite sayings of all time. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't try this one at home, folks. No, absolutely try it at home, but just please be safe about it. And I'm not even letting some of it catch on fire. I'm just singeing the edges just to give it a little bit of interest. All right, where's my chrome? Oh, Susan, I'm assuming you're talking about the swatch book. It's fantastic, isn't it? I imagine one day I'm going to have like a collection of 5 or 6 full of all my colors. Actually, I've got um, Liquitex inks too that I've got to put in there as well. All right, so I was going to try and keep him at the rectangle square, but he's a little big, isn't he? Unless we put him on an angle, we can absolutely put him on an angle. But will he still fit in the pocket if I do that? No, he won't. All right. You're going to be difficult for me, Mr. Raven. That's okay. We're going to trim. Cut off some of the book paper. It's okay because we've already got book paper behind him anyway. And what I really enjoy doing is mixing a bit of paper crafting with mixed media. There's some people who are just purely paper crafters, much cleverer paper crafters for me. I'm particularly thinking of our beautiful Jackie, brand ambassador, scrapbooker extraordinaire. Um, but again, with my grungy style, I kind of like the combination of the two. Oh, and look at that hard edge fitting perfectly on my tag. Gotta love that. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a little bag of what I call my Halloween leftovers. So these are things from past releases. Again, you can use absolutely anything you want, but I just want to just pull some random things out, see what takes my fancy. There's that. Some of them are in here because I didn't really love them. They weren't my favorites. Others are because I just didn't have anything to use them on at the time. There's the number 3. I do like the scripty writing. I've got a bit of a book theme going on, so I think I'll try and stick to that if I can. Other bits in here are because I used half of it on another project, so I think I'll use him as well. And I don't want too much because it is just a tag. Prismacolor are cheap compared to Holbein, and Luminance, which cost me $500 each set. You show me some of your colouring with it though. It is, I mean, if you're that talented, this could be worth it. I mean, any art supply is worth its quality, right? I remember when I went from my cheap Kmart set of watercolors, in back when I very first started art journaling, and I had a cheap set of Kmart watercolors, and I had not a good art journal book. I remember when I got my first Illusions journal and non-cheap watercolors because I was using them to paint my stamps, like my All and Create and my interest stamps and things like that. And you get what you pay for, right? You absolutely get what you pay for. So instead of, I'm going to put that one in the back. Yeah, so if it's something that brings you joy, absolutely it is worth it. Absolutely it is worth it. All right, so I like that as a background piece. Now, I absolutely put glue all over the back of that one because I know it's going to be on the bottom. But for the rest of them, oh, I need some glue. For the rest of them, I'm just putting a line down the middle because I might want to do some tucking of some other bits, and I want to make sure I've got the space in and around to do so. Now, where's our little raven's legs going to go? He's on a branch, so that's okay. Yeah, don't know if I like that. See, I'm going to fluff now. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Oh, yeah, might stick him up there. So because I've only put the line down the middle, I can shove that into the background. So I'll just lift him up, put a dab of glue and pop it on there. Put him off the side. And now what I'm going to do is use the other side down here to tie, to tie it together. Bit at the top, bit at the bottom. All right, home stretch, guys. I was going to put cheesecloth, not cheesecake, but I'm not going to now. I'm going to get my Stabilo All, and we're going to do some finishing to both the cover and the tag. Oh, look at that. So a few bits of ephemera. We're going to cut this bit off because we're going to make the tags there after all. I'll chuck a coat on there as well, and I'm probably going to do a Stabilo outline. So let's do that together now. Stabilo All pencil, if I'm being absolutely honest, is probably my most used product. I use it on practically every page I create in some way, shape, or form. It's very versatile, but I really love a grunge, right? I really love a grunge. I did a uni ball fine liner on this one, but what I want to do is I just want to put a little bit of depth in and around her, and I'm just going to come in here with a little bit of shading on that side. Now I'm going to go and get my aqua pen and put the lid back on my glue so it doesn't dry out. going to get my aqua pen and I'm going to activate my Stabilo. So it's giving her something to stand on. So she's not just floating on a random book page. I'm going to give her a bit of shadow. It does look very black, but it does dry a bit lighter. Okay, but for the purposes of this, I'm happy that it's dark. This one, I'm just going to drag the wet brush across and I'm going to let it do whatever it wants. If it bleeds, it bleeds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Nice, grungy tag for my zine. Oh, I've missed some comments. Sorry, guys. Colouring with pencil is right up there with my dislike for plastic cutting. I felt the same. Hated it till you got the right pencils. Well, that's the key, right? That is absolutely the key. Follow along some tutorials. Absolutely true. I am actually trying to teach myself watercolor painting at the moment. I'm watching tutorials. I've got a little book that I'm practicing in. And that's how we get better at everything. Practice, practice, practice. Give things a go. Even if you don't like Halloween, make a little Halloween zine and give it to someone who does like Halloween. Like Tegan, send it to me. Anyway, that was cheeky. Obviously, I'm kidding. So, of course, you don't have to do a Halloween one, but this is absolutely how you can make your own little zine. All of Nat's cuttables fit perfectly on here. I'm also going to use some of the collage papers in here. I've got some scraps left over from my Raven. So I've got some book paper edges here. These will not go to waste. They will go into my pot of bits and bobs. I've also got these cool little bats in the background that we can use on other things. So it's about using the products to their absolute maximum achievement. Don't waste anything. Everything's reusable. But have some fun. Have a go. Try something different. Make yourself a little zine with some tags or without tags. Hope you guys have had a really wonderful night. This will probably be my last live for a little while. In 2 weeks' time, I'm actually going to New Zealand on a family holiday. It's my first family holiday in quite a while. For all my different health battles that I've had over the last 5 years. So we're going to New Zealand because it is also my 40th birthday. We're going to do all of the Lord of the Rings tours. We're going glowworms, caves, we're going mountain biking, we're doing all sorts of fun stuff. So I won't be around just for a little while. But I do have some fun things that I'm making in advance, especially because I won't be here for Halloween. So I'll have lots and lots of cool, spooky things over the next couple of weeks for you. And I will take on the challenge. I will use one of the new collage papers in the spooky set in a non-spooky way to show you how versatile all the products are. Thank you so much, everyone. I certainly will enjoy New Zealand. Thank you, Susan. And I will catch you next time. Bye.